Hey everyone, this is Alex or PolymomoTea, and today I have a video showing you how to make these 4 different little resin turtles. And I think they came out so cute. You can make any designs you want, but I have 4 different varieties. So first, to make the template, we're going to make the shell. We're going to take some scrap clay and flatten it out to a half circle shape. Then using our needle tool, we're going to make a little pentagon indent and make lines coming from each corner of the pentagon. And we're just gonna make those lines a little bit more defined with our blending tool. Then for the underbelly, we're gonna take some clay and flatten it out into a pancake shape. Then for the head, we're going to take a ball of clay and we're going to make it into kind of like a chubby triangular shape, but still rounded. Then we're going to pinch our clay into a smooth triangular shape, and this will be for the legs. And we're going to cut it at a slant and cut it straight for the tail. Then we're going to bake it according to label instructions, and we're going to make our little mold. So here's our little silicone mold that I poured up using my SortaClear, and we're just going to demold it. So for the first part, we're gonna make a watermelon themed turtle. So since it's summer, watermelon is my favorite theme. So we're gonna make 3 resin mixtures, red, white, and green. So first we're gonna add a layer of pink resin into our mold, making sure it's hitting like all the sides. And I have some pre-baked little teardrop shapes of black clay, and these will be the seeds, and we're gonna put one in each little part of the shell. After that, we're gonna let it cure under the UV lamp, and we're gonna add another layer of resin to put a seed in the middle. And fill the rest of the mold up with some pink resin. Let that cure. Now for the underbelly, we're gonna make it white, so put our white resin in there and let that cure. And then for the head and legs, we're gonna add some green resin inside. Once fully cured, we're just gonna pop all the little components out of the mold. So we're gonna flip the shell over and we're gonna add a layer of resin onto the shell. And we're gonna put our white underbelly. Then we're gonna attach our little head, and I'm attaching everything with UV resin. Once the head is attached, we're going to add our legs. And finally the tail. And we're gonna add a little bit of resin and add in our little dot eyes and a line smile. And here is the assembled turtle. Now we just got to give it a layer of glaze, make it nice and shiny. And this turtle is so adorable. I did get some bubbles, but it's okay. Another thing that kind of yells summer is something like flowery in nature. So we're gonna add a layer of resin onto our mold. And I have these dried flowers that I've had for ages, and we're just gonna put some of those into our silicone mold. And I just added an assortment of colors and kind of swirled it around. And I have these other dried flowers, and I thought maybe I should finally use them. So I put a big flower into the mold underneath all the little flowers. And I thought it was a little plain, so I also added some leaves. And we're gonna top it off with some more resin. Now for the underbelly, we're gonna give it a green underbelly, kind of like a field of flowers. And for the head and the legs, I decided to make a resin mixture with purple pigment. And we're gonna add that to our mold. And once cured, we're gonna pop out all the pieces and we're gonna assemble them together. So just like our other turtle, we're gonna start with the underbelly by adding some resin on the shell, and then green underbelly, letting that cure. Then adding our turtle head, then the legs, and finally the tail, along with some dot eyes, and a line smile, and a layer of glaze. And the flowers come out so much prettier with the glaze. It looks so good. They did cover the big flower up, but I'm still happy with it. Now for the third turtle, I decided to do kind of a sea theme, so we're gonna add a layer of resin. And I have this little goldfish little metal finding, so I put that into the middle and added some more resin to submerge it. Then we're gonna add a thin layer of white resin. And we're gonna add dots of clear resin to give it that ripple wave effect. And let that cure. And we're gonna make a mixture of blue resin, and this will be for the water. And we're gonna add it to the bottom of our mold. Next, for the underbelly, I decided to give it some resin, and I have this Okinawa star sand that I've also had forever, and gave it a layer of star sand. And fill the rest of the turtle mold with some light blue resin. And we're just popping out our resin pieces out of the mold. And then it's assembly time. So we're gonna add our resin and add the sandy underbelly and let that cure. We'll attach the head next, along with the legs, and a tail, some dot eyes, and a line smile, and another layer of glaze. And the goldfish kind of got foggy because it's been a while since I did the resin water effect, but it still turned out okay for me. I'm happy. Kind of came murky though. Now this is totally unrelated to summer, but I decided to do kind of a kaleidoscope turtle, so I added different colors of resin into the segments of the shell and let that cure one shell part at a time. And once I have the whole shell colored, I added a layer of resin in there just so I attach the pieces together, they don't fall out. And then I added more resin, and I decided to add some little pearls inside the shell. And then for the bottom underbelly, we're going to take some white resin. And then I'm adding some green and blue resin into our white resin mixture to make a nice minty color. That is my favorite color. And we're going to fill in the rest of our turtle with our mint resin. Then we're gonna pop out our resin pieces out of the mold. And assembly time. So we're gonna add our white underbelly first, then our head, then our legs, and the tail, dot eyes, and a line smile. And then we're gonna add our layer of glaze. And I added a little bit extra glaze on the head because I wanted to put this little silver crown metal finding that I have. I've had this forever, I didn't know what to do for it. And it looks so royal. And I thought, oh, let's give it a jewel. So I put some resin on top and added this glass bead. And then I added a little pearl on top to cover up the bead hole. And this is such a royal turtle. It's nothing summery, but I think this is my favorite one. It is over the top, but I love it. So here are the 4 turtles that I made. My ocean turtle, or my water turtle, I guess. I wish the white resin didn't leak, but I'm still happy. Then we have our watermelon turtle, one of the simpler designs, but simplicity is best, and can't go wrong with watermelon. Then our flower turtle. I wish I did spread out the flowers a little bit more to give it more of a 3D effect, but I'm still happy. And our over-the-top royalty turtle, that's kind of like a kaleidoscope or stained glass. Either way, I'm super happy with it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You can make any kind of turtle you want. These are just the 4 designs I thought of, but I hope you all enjoyed the video, and thank you all for watching.